announces that the train's coming long before it's due. He looks out the window and he thinks, I've got enough time. But then he realizes, my boy's gone. Where's my son? Where's my boy? He looks back just in time to see his son trying to save the day. The boy grabs hold of that cover. He reaches down, and all he's got to do is to pull that red lever and the bridge will go down. But as he pulls the lever, he falls into the switch gear of this bridge. He's stuck. He's in the gears and the train's coming. And the father's got to make a choice. Do I save the train or do I save my son? And the people on the train, they don't even know. They don't even realize. It's the greatest decisions of the father's life. You see, he could blame it on the train conductor not seeing the red light. But he's got to decide, do I pull the lever and save the train? Or do I leave it up and save my son? What does he do? What does he do? You see, for God so loved the world that he gave his only son, that whosoever believes in him would not perish. And he has to decide, what will I do? 3, 2, 1. And the people on the train don't even realize. And that boy gets caught up in the machinery. That bridge starts to go down. And everybody thinks it's fine because it's always fine. Everything's cool. The bridge is down just like it always is. It's always going to be down. The people don't realize what the Father did to save that train. God gave his only son because he loved the world. He gave. He sacrificed for you and I. I wonder what God did in that moment on the cross when the Son breathed his last breath. When he took that last breath and it's all over. There was anguish. There was sorrow. The people on the train don't even know. They're just thinking of their life, trying to figure out what they're going to do next. They're just going along, trying to be loving, trying to be caring, thinking of the friends that they're going to make, the people that they're going to meet. You see, it doesn't matter who you are. It doesn't matter what you're trying to do or what you're trying to become. God gave his son for you. He gave his son for me. We've got all these questions of what we're going to do, where we're going to go, how's our life going to be. There's a girl on this train, and she's just liquefying her heroin. She's going to shoot it up one more time. He died for her. He died for her. But you see, the incredible thing in the story is that girl looks out the window, and in a moment, she sees the face of the Father. There has to be this point in each of our lives where we take stock and where we look and where we realize that the Father, that he did this for us. And it doesn't matter where we're at, it doesn't matter what we're doing, we've got to stop. Even if it's for 1 second, we've got to stop and think. We've got to look at what we're doing. We realize that God did it for me. He did it for me. And some of us have got to drop what we're doing. We've got to think. We have to understand. You see, with all the pain, with all the hurt, with all the sorrow in the world, God did it for us. He gave his own son for us. Now you see, the train's coming. That train just keeps on coming and keeps on going. And every single person on that train has got ways of thinking and ways of acting and ways of going and ways of doing. And a whole lot of that stuff isn't even wrong. It's not even bad stuff. It's just our stuff. We're just going on. We're just doing. And God gives us a moment. He gives us a moment to realize that Jesus Christ died so that we could could live. I don't know what happened those 3 days after the son died on the cross. But here in the story, the father goes and he gets his boy and he weeps together with his son. And he asks himself the question, was it worth it? Was it really worth it? See, many of our lives, the sun sets in the afternoon, but I'd like to tell you that the sun rises again in the morning. We can't go back and change our past, but we can decide what we're going to do with our future. And you see that girl that was on the train, she's walking along the train tracks, she's deciding she's going to pick a new course in her life. I'd like you to see this. You see, the father is walking along the tracks. And that father, he's going back down that track. And he did it in such a way that none of us could ever understand. God, you don't understand my pain. You don't know what I've been through. You see, this train in the picture is the train that was on the tracks when he pulled that lever. And as the father looks into those windows, what does he see? He sees the faces of the people, but he sees his son. There's his boy right there in the window. And you see, that's what happens when Jesus Christ comes into our lives. His face ends up in our pictures. The Father looks down, he looks into the windows of our lives. He doesn't just see our faces, he sees the faces of his son. Was it worth it? Was it really worth it? The Father's watching. The trains keeps coming. The trains keep moving. People keep living. People keep breathing, people keep dying, people carrying on their lives, and the Father is watching it because the Father is always watching, he's always seeing. And you see, here's the really wonderful part of the story. Is that lady right there? That's the lady on the train that was liquefying her heroin. And as the Father walks along the street, they meet. And the Father's looking. And all of a sudden he sees. And his eyes catch the eyes of this lady. The last time he had seen her was in the train on the tracks. And now she's got a baby, there's new life. She's changed. The old things have gone. The Bible says he makes everything new. That's the amazing thing about what Jesus Christ did. He came so that we could live, so that we could have new life. No matter what the sin, no matter what the pain, no matter what the sorrow, to the Father or the Son, the sacrifice was perfect. It was perfect. And it was for you and me. And God the Father watches all of this. He sees the new life. And God the Father says to God the Son, it was worth it.